Good morning, sir.
Can you all?
Good morning, sir. Good morning, sir.
Good morning, sir.
Good morning, sir.
Now recording is started, Vikasji. Now you can mute everybody and Justice Bhalla.
I'm just asking. Deepak, meanwhile, you will cater. Sir, I'm taking 1 minute sleep from your side. Deepak, you will cater into the WhatsApp group. Sapan and Devika will handle the recording part.
All right.
And Deepak, you can post Justice Bhalla as there. As usual, is more than punctual.
Okay.
Don't worry.
So
Carry on.
You can look the positive sign that we are already 35 prior in time.
That's good. 35 people who want to understand land laws.
Sir, we have an opportunity and we don't want to miss that.
Today I'll just... Hello.
Sir, अजय तो सिर्फ invites accept करी जा रहे हैं. Invites the admissions. I would ask everybody, rather than muting everybody, it's in the fitness of things that they should mute until unless once we and all questions in the question and answer sessions, we would ask that we will it should be posted on the chat group. Hello. Yeah. I am saying everybody to put it on the. They should mute their speakers and they shouldn't be any disturbance. And whosoever wants to ask any question in the question and answer sessions, they can post it on the this thing on the chat box. Justice Bhalla would be too happy to assist us in this aspect.
Okay, so right now they can hear you right now. Check. Go ahead, check.
Can you hear me, Vikas?
So everybody is hearing you.
Okay, let me know when I've got to start here.
Sir, we have said 11. As usual, we all Indians 11-3, 11-4 te start karenge. Gradually,
not anybody's fault.
Because actually, the difficult. I would be very candid about that. A large number of people are just learning it for the first time.
So am I. Don't worry.
So at least we can say for the first time that we are all sailing on the same boat.
Yeah. And actually, people must have got worried. Na? The title is Unlock. And we are in a lockdown.
Yeah. And see, 45 people already on the board. Deepak just posted that we are ready with the meeting. Deepak Jindal.
I have sent it across.
Okay. You have posted on the legal eye? I haven't received the message.
Because I'm doing it from my phone. I'm not doing it from my laptop because my laptop was not connecting.
Sir, the only difficulty would be you will not be able to see the person rightly, or we can just post it. We will postpone the meeting for 5 minutes. Then just try to understand the nitty-gritty.
It's not coming. It's right.
No, I'm saying just understand the nitty-gritty of the laptop, because the laptop.
Okay, Shubham, try that.
No, sir, sorry to bother you for a minute. Just look into that aspect. One, because the participant whom you want to see on the right side, there will be few dots. So whom you will ultimately answer, you will have to see on that. Just try on the laptop or the desktop. That becomes more convenient.
Can I speak, Vikas?
Let me put this.
Yeah.
Rajiv sir, even mobile ch bhi tusi right side te jaakar kar sakte ho. Otherwise, recording, I am doing recording also.
I've got the 3 dots, but the 3 dots says chat 1, meeting settings, minimize meeting, virtual background, raise hand, disconnect audio.
Sir, right side te na ek arrow banaya hoya hai, utte dekho likhya hoya hai ke view, speaker view or grid view.
Right side.
Just twist this. No, the other way. The other way. Now it comes. No? See? This way. You've got more people here.
Yeah, I can more or less see everybody coming in. Go in.
You just swipe across the screens and then you'll be able to get everybody in.
On the phone, you got to keep swiping. That's the problem. In the meanwhile, I'll try and get connected through the
laptop.
Through my laptop also. Yeah, I'm trying to look at everybody actually.
Thank you, sir. Start करिए विकास जी.
Sir, just hold on. एक गलती नाल किसी और नु host बनाता क्या? Devika, give me back the rights and you can start the recording.
The recording I am doing, Vikas.
No, Devika is also doing it. We will have to as a preventive. Though I have also started the recording. Devika.
Sir, how do I do it?
Just see on the right.
Click on Vikas photo. Otherwise, उस पे भी है.
Vikas sir, there are a lot of people on the legal eye who are not able to connect to this meeting.
I posted the meeting ID and password on the legal eye group.
Is Justice K.S. Garewal here?
On the Zoom app, you have to write all these things, mention all these things.
A couple of people.
So Justice Garewal is also there.
What we can do is we can share the.
Bala sir, I am talking.
Message about the
Justice Garewal has come on the board.
He was trying. It was the wrong one. So you can just send it to me. I'll send it to him again.
Yajur, do the needful with uncle.
Sending it.
I can see you.
Yeah, just send it.
Devika, you have got the rights for recording. Devika?
Sir, not yet.
Okay. Okay. We are starting it off. So we can start off
to this.
Sir, nu unmute करो विकास जी.
करे.
नहीं होए हजे. तुसी इस तरह करो host पे भी मेनू दियो.
Okay. Again, I would request, though I will be trying to mute everybody. In the fitness of things, it's better that everybody puts his mic on an mute mode. Yes, sir. Good morning to everyone and Justice Bhalla.
Thank you. I'll take it from here, Vikas. Good morning to everybody. Day 2 of the lockdown, of the second lockdown. And if you notice, the topic also has something to do with lockdown. Only thing is we are unlocking the mystery of land laws. I hope I'm...
sir. It's all audible. You can go ahead.
Audible?
Yeah.
So without much ado and wasting any more time, I'll just try to briefly introduce you to land laws and why land laws. Because see, land laws is probably one of the most boring and the forbidding topics that exist in law, particularly in Punjab and Haryana, because beyond that, I think people don't study land laws anymore. They've got better, more lucrative fields to study. Actually, land laws, basically what we study begins with the British. Before that, we had a system where the king owned all the land and they were all kingdoms, and the persons had a right to collect a part of the produce. The rest of it, the king or his representative took away. So when the British came in, they had to run this country and they did not want to take money from their own government. Because if you remember, it was the East India Company. So the East India Company decided that how do we make money over here, particularly in provinces like Punjab and Haryana where there were no factories, or in UP, etc. So they decided that we must implement a system where we tax the people. So they implemented the system of collecting revenue from landowners. Now the issue was, while collecting land revenue, who do you collect it from? There were people who were tilling the land. There were people who had no title, because written records as such didn't exist, or if they existed, they were in such a tenuous state that almost, you could not figure out who's the owner and who's not the owner. So then began this process of called settlement of lands. And actually it began, you'll be surprised, it began in the Northwest Frontier Province, which today we regard as the most lawless area of the country. And then it started in Ambala in 1848, sorry. Correct me if I keep saying 19. It's 1848, Ambala comes the first settlement. Now with this settlement, I won't take you through to the entire details of how the settlement, etc. took place. But I'll just take you simply to the law that applies to lands in Punjab and Haryana, and in fact even in Himachal Pradesh, because
sorry to bother you. Justice Garewal is on the board. Sir, good morning from I am speaking good morning from on behalf of everybody. Welcome to the board. Justice K.S. Garewal is also on the board. And I would ask everybody that the video should be properly. In certain cases, only the fan is being seen. In some cases, only thumb is being seen.
That was
the
my
recording
fan.
part will not come
That was
from.
my fan.
No, sir, not yours. I'm speaking of others. Yours is perfect. Yeah, sir, back to this thing.
Sir, good morning. Garewal sir, good morning. How are you? So you're on mute.
Am I?
Yeah, I can see you now. If you'll say something, I'll be able to see you.
Yeah, tell me.
Yeah, I can see you now. So I just introduced a brief account of what was the law regarding land records prior to the coming into the British, and how the British decided that land revenue is how they're going to make money in this country and how they're going to finance their operations over here. And that the first settlement in this part of Punjab is 1848 in district Ambala. So I'll just take it from there, and I'll take it now straight to the Land Revenue Act. So in 1887 came this new act called the Punjab Land Revenue Act.
Oh.
I sent a mail yesterday, but I think it has not reached everybody. What I'd like to emphasize from here is the word in the act is land revenue. The word is not title. Till today, in this country, we do not have any law which definitely identifies the title of a party. The Land Revenue Act also basically just determines and tells you who's the person who has to pay land revenue and not the owner. Though I'll come to later how it does happen. So I just take you to, I'm sorry, I don't have the act. This is the first time we are doing it. I have the act with me, but we were supposed to mail it to you guys, but it's probably not reached all of you. But if somebody has a laptop, you can quickly access it. There's section 3. It defines an estate. That is where the whole act begins, which we now refer to as a revenue estate. Or when you go to the colloquial expression, it is hadbast. So subsection 3(1) means a revenue estate for which there is a separate record of rights. And B is which is separately assessed to land revenue. So an estate which is not assessed to land revenue is not amenable to the jurisdiction of the Punjab Land Revenue Act and is excluded. Thereafter, we come to another section and a question that is very often asked by everybody, that why are certain lands not to be dealt with by the these revenue officers? That comes in section 4(1). I'm just reading it out, but please try and understand it. Except as so far as may be necessary for the record of this act applies to land which is occupied as the site of a village. This refers to the Abadi Day and is not assessed to land revenue. So therefore, in our villages in Punjab, Haryana and in Himachal Pradesh, it's only land which is outside the Abadi, which is assessed to land revenue and therefore is amenable to the jurisdiction of a revenue officer under the Punjab Land Revenue Act. the Lal Dora is the Lakshman Rekha for a revenue officer. He cannot cross into it. He cannot make any assessment of land revenue within the Lal Dora. So please remember very clearly, when you deal with Abadi area, Abadi does not have any land revenue, and therefore Abadi land will always have one number only, one Khewat number and one Khasan number. Though you will come across slightly different areas also, you will come across slightly different numbers also, but those are only made by revenue officers for some sort of convenience, or in fact it's made to give the land to somebody who has done something. They're not supposed to do it. Now I'll quickly, I hope that's clear. Any questions on that part?
So sorry to bother. Sorry to bother. We will have the question answers at the end. Otherwise, the meeting will continue till the end.
People will forget these questions. That's what I'm saying.
They can jot it down on their papers, and or they can post it on the chat group. We will answer, revert back subsequently.
Now I'm coming straight to Chapter 4 of the Land Revenue Act, which is called Records. It says Record of Rights and Annual Records. Section 31. I wish I could actually open it out. It should be read. So I will just go straight to subsection 2 of this. The record of rights of an estate shall include the following documents. Now, please, I'm going to read it out and I'm going to ask a question. A. Statements showing, so far as may be practicable, the persons who are landowners, tenants, or assignees of land revenue, etc. I'm cutting it short. 2. The nature and extent of the interests of those persons and the conditions and liabilities attaching thereto. Number 3. Rent, land revenue, rates, cesses, or other payments due from and to each of those persons and to the government. These are 3 entries they are referred to. Can you tell me which is this document? Can somebody?
Number 1.
The 1, 2, and 3 are one document. Give you a little hint. Can anybody tell me what is this document?
This can be Jama Bandi, sir. From which we can see.
It is the Jama Bandi because it's the landowners, tenants, assignees of land revenues, entitled to receive rent, profits or produce of the estate or to occupied land. The nature and extent of interest, everything. So the first document in the record of rights is the Jama Bandi. And a small little warning, Jama Bandi is not the record of rights. It's only one document in the record of rights. Why I'll say this? Because later on, there's a presumption of truth which attaches to the record of rights. That is why it is important. So Jama Bandi is one document contained in section 31, subsection 2. A. Is that clear? Can I move? I'm sorry, I'm being a little quick today because...
No, sir, sorry to bother you again. If we ask the question answer in between, then everybody will switch on the mic. Then the recording will get necessary. Difficult. Sir, then recording will get difficult. Then there will be vibrations, etc.
The problem is that the document is not there.
They will post the questions on the chat,
then.
And we can talk subsequently. I'm sorry.
I bow to the moderator.
No. I am feeling embarrassed myself, but then the recording, etc. will be disturbed. Thank you, sir.
Okay. Now,
anybody who's having a question can post it on the chat. We will revert back accordingly. Thank you.
Okay.
Sir, को unmute करो, Vikas ji.
Yeah.
2B, a statement of customs respecting rights and liabilities in the estate. I'll ask the question that what is the colloquial expression for this? So please keep this ready. 2B, C, a map of the estate. You'll also tell me what is it called? D, such other documents as the financial commissioner. We can skip this. So basically, this is what the record of rights is. Any other document which is not referred to here or is not notified by the financial commissioner is not a part of the record of rights. I'll again emphasize why it is important to understand what are the documents included in the record of rights is that it is only to these documents that a presumption of truth will attach, which I'll explain that to you later. I'm just skipping the other sections, which are the obligation to report to the revenue officer any inheritance, purchase, mortgage, etc. That is not very important for what I am saying. But I'll take you straight to section 44. If somebody can put it up, it'll be so nice. But I'll read it out, and I'll read this slowly. An entry made in the record of rights in accordance with the law for the timing in force. Yes, it's there, the record of rights. Please move to section 44 if you can go.
Sumit Jain has also shared the PDF of the entire act.
And that's very good. Thank you. Thanks a lot. So I'm reading section 44 again. An entry made in the record of rights in accordance with the law for the timing in force. Please remember, the important part is in accordance with the law for the timing in force, or in an annual record in accordance with the provisions of this chapter. If you have the paper before you, please underline annual record.
Sir, Dhaval has also shared on the Zoom group chat the entire section. On the right side, you can see.
Okay.
Dhaval, thanks a ton.
Okay, that's fantastic. Good, good, good. Thank you. Thanks a lot here. Shall be presumed to be true until the contrary is proved or a new entry is lawfully substituted therefore. I'll just explain section 44. What it's trying to say is an entry made in the record of rights shall be presumed to be true until the contrary is proved or a new entry is lawfully substituted therefore. So this is the entry. This is not just important for revenue law, it is very, very important for civil law. All civil lawyers who deal with revenue entries in matters regarding title, regarding suit, must understand section 44, that a presumption of truth attaches to an entry in the record of rights. Now, like I told you, record of rights is not just the Jamabandi. There are 3 other documents which I'll ask you later. They are not mentioned over here in colloquial. They are mentioned only the English one. But I'll explain to you and tell you. Is that clear? Now I'm taking it forward. 44, please keep your questions ready for 44 later. Okay. Now we come to section 45. If any person considers himself aggrieved as to any right of which he is in possession by an entry in the record of rights or in the annual record, he may institute a suit for declaration of his right under Chapter 6 of the Specific Relief Act 1887. We are all aware that in case I claim ownership and somebody else claims ownership of a piece of agricultural land or any land, I have to challenge the entry because it's the entry which will have a presumption of truth under section 44. Since there's a presumption of truth attached to the entry, I will have to rebut it by filing a suit for declaration under Chapter 6 of the Specific Relief Act. If I don't file it, then the presumption of truth continues to attach, and I cannot rebut it by merely saying that it stands rebutted by so-and-so document. If I am the plaintiff, if I am aggrieved, I will file a suit as a plaintiff. If I am the defendant, I can file a counterclaim as a declaration. So it's not as if the rights of one are closed by not filing a plaint. You can even file a counterclaim and seek a declaration under Chapter 6 of the Specific Relief Act. So I hope this is very, very clear to everybody. These are the 5 or 6 sections which we need to understand. The other sections actually are for people who are going to do revenue law, hardcore revenue law. These are for lawyers at the stage of the High Court. So you need to understand what are the record of rights, what is the presumption attached to them, and how do you challenge this presumption. Record of rights is, I've read out to you. Presumption, I have read out to you. The remedy, I've read out to you. So if anybody would have any question later on, I'll answer those questions. Now for a moment, I'm leaving this act out and I'm taking you. See, lots of people have this problem of what's the difference between Khewat, Khatoni, Khasa number, and all these. I use a word called mysterious expressions, which either come from Persian expressions or from Urdu, whichever way they've come, because we had all sorts of invaders. We had Persians, we had Turks, we had Central Asians. So these expressions over a period of time have come from that. Before that, before I go to these expressions, I'll just ask you, I had made a paper, but somehow I couldn't get that, if I'll just invert the camera and show you Can you all see this picture?
So you will have to bring more closer to the camera.
Then it becomes, okay, I'll explain it again. It becomes a problem then. If you can see it, okay. Otherwise, I'm just see a village. If anybody has any idea of a village, contains a boundary, has a boundary, which is called the Hadbast. Therefore, each village is given a Hadbast number. The word is Hadbast number. Now that boundary runs around the entire boundary of the village, which we call the revenue estate. Now within this, you will be the entire land of that revenue estate, which would include the Abadi De, Rastas, roads. If a river is going through, river, Hadda Rodi is the cremation ground, water bodies, ponds, chappads, etc. Everything will be created inside this revenue estate. Now, like I told you, the Abadi De is delimited by a Lal Dora, a red line. This is the red line beyond which the Patwari cannot venture. So this Abadi De is a lawless area where possession is ownership and in fact right is might, more or less. You don't have anything except, if ever I get a chance, I'll explain it to you what happens in the Village Common Land Act to this Abadi De. Because there is a incursion by the state into the Abadi De and rights have been conferred on the state upon itself in the Abadi De. Now, within this revenue estate, apart from this land, there is agriculture land. What I'm concerned about is agriculture land. And agriculture land consists of 3 varieties today. In Punjab, in Haryana, 2 varieties. In Punjab, it is private land, which will be referred to as Khewat land. And in Haryana, and the other land is Shamla De, which vests in the Gram Panchayat. In Punjab, there's a 3rd variety, which is called Jumla Mushtarka Malkan, which I'll not explain to you today, but I can take it up in a different lecture. Now, these 3 varieties exist in Punjab. Now, why do I say there are 2 varieties in Haryana? Because in Haryana, by the Punjab Village Common Land Act, Mushtarka Malkan to be a part of Shamla De. With the result, the Panchayat has subsumed Jumla Mushtarka Malkan into Shamla De. That matter is still under challenge, and I think the full bench has set it aside, or the matter is pending before the Honorable Supreme Court. So let's see what happens eventually. Now this Khewat land is what we are primarily concerned with. If you have that second paper I sent also, the Punjab Land Records Manual. Do you have that Punjab Land Records Manual portion I sent you? Because?
Sir, I have, no, that poster couldn't be done because today there were certain nitty-gritties which had to be sorted.
No. I had sent you that Punjab Land Records Manual. Chapter 7.40.
I can ask Sumit, can you help us? Sumit?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I'm trying.
Sumit will upload
chapter
it.
7.
So Sumit and Dhaval are good at it. They will just post it on the group.
Okay. Chapter 7.40 of the Punjab Land Records Manual. In the meanwhile, I'll start that. You are all familiar with a document called the Jamabandi, which I've just told you is part of the Record of Rights. Now, this is divided into various columns, 12 columns. Now, the Punjab government has actually curtailed these columns so as to make it more, so that they can, it's online friendly now. They've curtailed the columns. So it has the first column called Khewat number, second Khatoni number, name of Patti Taraf, owner with description, cultivator. I'm going through it quickly, but I'll deal with each one, and so on and so forth. Now, the Khewat number is actually, in order to easily understand what the Khewat number is, it's your account number. Like all of you have an account in the bank. The Khewat number is the account number which you have in a bank. So please understand, it's the Khewat of your holding. You must have heard an expression called Khewatdar. Lots of times you come across this expression. That is what it means. You're the account holder. This is your number. And it's defined in 7.411. The Khewat number is the number of the owner's holding. And then they're given instructions how to arrange the names. These are instructions for the patwaris, etc. when they make an entry. But you please read it. It makes interesting reading so as to be able to understand. Then we come to Khatoni. Column number 2 is Khatoni number. Now this Khatoni number is something which confuses lots of lawyers, and in fact revenue lawyers also get confused. What is this Khatoni number? This Khatoni number is the number of the holding, khata of the person, responsible for cultivation. Please understand this. Is the number of the holding, that's khata, of the person responsible for cultivation. I hope that's clear to everybody. Is a number of the holding of the person responsible for cultivation. And please understand, this has got nothing to do with ownership. The Khatoni number has got nothing to do with ownership. It only relates to person responsible for cultivation. He may be a tenant. He may be a mortgagee in possession. He can be anything, but if he is in possession, he's a person responsible for cultivation. Now, let's take it a little further. There are 4 co-sharers. The question I'll ask you and you'll answer at the end is, all 4 are recorded as owners in the column of ownership, which will come at number 4. So will the Khatoni be a single Khatoni number, or will they all have separate Khatoni numbers? Second question which always arises is, if they have separate Khatoni numbers, does it mean that there is a partition of land amongst these co-sharers, or do they still continue to hold the land? Because this is the confusion which I always find, even as a lawyer or even as a judge. I used to find this confusion amongst lawyers. They would sometimes refer to the Khatoni number to say that this is a partition, because here I have a separate Khatoni number. You may be a co-sharer, but if you have a separate Khatoni number, it does not mean a partition. So when it comes to somebody claiming a partition or somebody alleging a partition, there are people who will say, I have a separate Khatoni, so I'm in separate possession. Therefore, the land already stands partitioned. This is merely an arrangement. The Khatoni merely shows an arrangement amongst co-sharers. Actually, I've answered the question also, because I thought maybe it'll get too late to answer it. I hope it's clear, but keep your questions ready after that. Now we come to column number 3. It's name of Patti or Taraf with the name of Jamabandi and revenue. Actually, it should not be Jamabandi. It should be with the name of Lambardar. There's a mistake in this. in column number 3 in the document I have. Now, you're all aware of pattis and tarafs. Patti, taraf, panna, thola. They will all be mentioned here. This is one variety, actually I forgot. This is a third variety, second variety of Shamlat De. Patti, panna, tholas, etc. Now, this is a type of land which is owned by members of the Patti. Members of the Patti come from a particular ancestor, and it may be by caste, it may be by creed, it may be by religion. Originally, it was only by person. But over a period of time, as religion assumed importance and caste assumed importance, and we began to divide our villages on the basis of caste and creed, and we had started having separate madiyas for all sorts of communities, and we had started having separate chopals. That's the time we even started separating up pattis and tarafs and pannas on religion or on caste. Therefore, you'll find patti bamna, you'll find taraf named in another religion. You must be familiar with these expressions. So you'll find all these sort of things over there. So this is to be mentioned here. If it is not mentioned, and it's just written Shamlat Patti, the word Shamlat must be written with the name of the Lambardar. There is one judgment I'll refer to you later, which explains this in detail. Now we come to column number 4, is the name of the owner, which will include his father's name, grandfather's name, and residence. So he writes down where the land has come. Someone's, I can see somebody. Is it understood? Description in the column includes father's name, grandfather's name, and resident. And initially since there were lots of people in the army, so the title and the rank had also to be mentioned. And then it also goes on to say if the owner is a firm, how it is to be described, everything like that. And how co-sharers are to be mentioned, how mortgagees are to be mentioned, how females are to be mentioned. It goes on to give you everything over there. So I'm proceeding to the 5th column, cultivator with description. Here again, it would include the father's name, grandfather's name, residence, etc. And this is normally a tenant. But at the same time, thank you for putting it up. Column number 5. And if you go to the bottom of the page, you will find description in this column includes father's name, grandfather's name, residence, and for that Indian Army, which I just told you all. Now, cultivator, if you come to the end of this, if it's the owner, it will be khud kasht. Or if one of several holders in cultivation a portion of the holding, then it will be khud kasht hissedar. They may not write khud kasht hissedar, but they'll use all sorts of expressions because even Patwaris do not understand all this. I hope that's clear. This is the person in possession. Now I'm coming to, there's a detailed explanation of this. Now, if there's a person here, what I was telling you, actually I need to go into this in greater detail with the document right there. But I'm apologizing, I won't be able to do that. I can do that once we are out of this corona problem. Then I can explain to you each and everything on one. There's a reference to the Khatoni, etc. over here. Now, one small little reference I'd like to make is that the tenant is the person who is responsible for paying the rent. And if he sublets it, the entry will be Gair Marusi Awwal Marfat B. B means the tenant. Can you read it? I hope you can all read it. Gair Marusi Doem. This is an expression which you all must have encountered, all those who've done work on the revenue side as well as on in civil law. Gair Marusi Awwal Marfat B. Gair Marusi Doem. Now, Gair Marusi merely means the person in possession. And it is normally misunderstood to mean unauthorized occupation. With due deference to there are a large number of judgments, it's absolutely incorrect. You will have to go to the column of rent to determine whether the expression Gair Marusi refers to an unauthorized occupant or somebody who's a tenant. So normally what happens is you have lawyers, including honorable judges also, will say, oh, you are Gair Marusi, you are an illegal occupant, please, you're out, you can't be granted an injunction. So that is incorrect. You have to go to the column of rent, and in fact the other column. Sometimes you may be a mortgagee in possession and the man might write Gair Marusi. You may be a subtenant of a tenant, like Gair Marusi Awwal. Awwal will be the tenant, Marfat B, Gair Marusi Doem. I hope you understand that. Column 7. Now, field or khasra number. Now, I'd like to pause here. You all aware of what khasra numbers are, but right here now I'd like to give you a little background of how a khasra number is created. Hello? Somebody's mic is on. Can you see me?
Yes, sir. We can see you, sir.
Okay. Now, what happens is in this map of the village, which unfortunately I have not been able to put up, at the time of settlement of a village, the settlement officer draws, or even at the time of consolidation now, draws a line in the center of the village from top to bottom, and then he draws a line. Right now I have a village which is in that way, from east to west. So he divides the village into 4 parts, 4 equal parts. Then these 4 equal parts, he keeps drawing parallel lines and perpendicular lines and divides it into a grid. I hope you can visualize a grid. Now, within these, each grid is a rectangle. Within the rectangle will be 26 other smaller rectangles. The larger rectangle is called the khevat, and the smaller, or the mushtil, which I'll explain to you later also. And the smaller one is the khasra number. Now, when they assign the khasra number in a smaller rectangle, because everything was in Urdu, the rectangle moved from 1 to 26 from right to left in a spiral. You understood the smaller rectangles? So they had to be 13 on top, 12 on top, 12 at the bottom, and 13 in the center. So when you'll see a full-fledged map with the smaller ones, there'll be 26 khasra numbers with the 13th khasra number in the center. And the 13th khasra number is mentioned in red, will be recorded in red. They will move from 1 to 26 from right to left. These are small things. I know none of you is going to be a Patwari, but these are things you need to understand as to where is because it's important to be able to locate the land also then. I hope that is followed. I can repeat it again. The entire village is divided by rectangles, many rectangles, and these rectangles are further divided into 26 smaller rectangles each, going from 1 to 12, and then from 13 to 26 in a spiral from right to left. I wish actually I could demonstrate it. I'm sorry I don't have that thing to demonstrate it, but next time we'll try and make a better arrangement. And the number 13 will always be in the center. So if somebody gives you a map where number 13 is not in the center, that map is wrong. You understood what I'm saying? Now, these rectangles will not be perfect rectangles. Why? Because in the middle you'll have Abadi Day where there will be no khasa numbers. You will have various roads which will cut a Khevat number, khasa number into smaller pieces. So each khasa number consists of need not necessarily be of the same size, because some of them will get cut with the boundary, some of them will get cut at different places. So you'll have different khasa numbers having different sizes. But what the revenue authorities do is, sometimes you'll suddenly find its khasa number is supposed to be of 8 canals, but you'll suddenly find one of 10 or less than 2. That means that the preceding khasa number was, when it got cut, it was less than 8 canals, so they added it to the next one. So you have an indicator that this is near either the boundary of the village, boundary of the Abadi Day, or it's near a road, or it's near a Adda Rodi, something which is assigned 1 khasa number. So it becomes it's called a Jazbi number. These numbers which are in excess of the 8 canals are called Jazbi numbers. I hope that's clear. Can please make a note, Jazbi number. I'll answer all the questions later. Is that clear? The problem is I can't hear you guys.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. All are mute, sir.
I know. That's the problem. We're so used to everybody saying yes or no. It becomes a problem. So basically, this is what a Jama Mandi is. The other columns are the nature of the land. The khasa numbers are there. Now, I cannot demonstrate to you how a khasa number and a Khevat number, which we call the Mushtil, and what are those 2 rectangular lines? This is a question asked very often, even by judges, that what is this rectangular line? There are 2 rectangular lines after the Mushtil number. Mushtil is this, what we call rectangle number, the larger rectangle. The khasa numbers are inside that. So you'll write Mushtil number 12. Rectangle line means those 2 lines which are there like hyphens, and then followed by the khasa numbers. And you'll be able to calculate all that. What is the size of it? So any doubts on this, please let me know. Now, we'll come to the next column. Area and classification of land. I think this we can skip quickly. We have bigas and biswas, or canals and marlas. Normally, that is the way they is defined. Now, rent paid by cultivator and amount. This causes a lot of confusion a lot of times. So this needs to be dealt with. Does anybody want a break?
So we will have a break. Hello? Hello? Hello?
Does anybody want a break?
So we will have a break for 10 minutes. Everybody, some of them like to have a tea, or they would like to have to go to the restroom. So we will just connect after 10 minutes. Right now, the time is, by my watches, it's 11:45. So we all connect by 11:55.
Because I'm going to conclude within 5 minutes, because I've just kept it very precise.
It's
to
fine.
this Jama
It's
Bandi
fine.
only.
Then after 10 minutes, we will have the question answer
further.
session. So
Yeah.
you can conclude after 10 minutes break. We can have the question answer session.
Yeah. That's why I'm keeping it very precise and to the point. Nothing extra. Okay. See you guys in 10 minutes.
No, sir, you can conclude it. We can have the question answer session.
Okay. I can conclude it.
Yeah.
Now we come to okay. We are at column number 9. Okay. Rent paid by cultivator, rate and amount. Batai, please make a note of this. Batai is always the share of produce. We have Batai Tihada. If by a lump sum, not the amount, otherwise note both rate and amount in case of cash rents. In case of cash, you got to note the amount. Where part of a holding pays one rate and part at another, see that areas, etc. are given in sufficient detail. You'll be able to figure out this. Actually, I don't want to go at it. There is lots of expressions called batai, nisaf and all that stuff. But I don't have the time to do that right now. That itself is a separate lecture as to how it is recorded over there. But normally, it will be written Gair Marusi. If the word is Bila Lagan, means he's an unauthorized occupant. If the word says Batai Tihada, 1/3, Nisaf, it's a different expression, and there are 3 or 4 other expressions which I don't want to go in. So be very careful. This is where your rights will be determined if you're a person in possession. And lots of injunctions are refused because you're unable to point out that you're a tenant or you're paying something of value to the landlord, or that you're a mortgagee or you're in possession. So this is what happens, is a lot of injunctions and suits get dismissed because of inability of the council, or sometimes even I would say inability of the court which is dealing with it, to understand what is the meaning of these entries. If you go through this land records manual in detail, you'll find everything explained. If you find something is not there, please, you're welcome to question. Column number 9, we've done. 10, we really don't need to do much. 11, if the revenue of a holding is assigned, Morphy or Jagir, enter the amount in red ink. This is a question I think you people should ask, because there are lots of litigation coming of Morphys and Jagirs, because as land is getting reduced, lands owned by temples, Morphys, Jagirs, etc. is now coming into the market for sale. So there are many aspects of this as to what is the nature of the Morphy, what is the Jagir. There's a different law for them, for Jagirdars. There's a different law for Morphys. So this entire amount, this column is becoming more and more important. Now, also Pattis and Tarafs, the whole estate will be written there. Column 12. Now, column 12 is when you have a new entry, a mutation, it's column 12 which will record the mutation in red ink. So if you purchased a property, please insist on getting a mutation and getting not only a copy of the mutation, but getting a copy of the Jamambandi with entry in column number 12. Because otherwise, your person who you have purchased it from may, if a dispute arises, go take the Jamambandi which does not have an entry in column number 12 and seek an injunction against you that you are trying to dispossess him. So please be very careful. And also when you purchase land, ensure that the entry regarding possession is also changed. What happens in lots of cases, I think we've all seen it, the entry of ownership gets changed, but the entry of possession continues. So therefore, it's very, very important that all these columns change. Now, why this is important is not because of just agricultural land, but because a large tracts of agricultural land have fallen within municipal limits. And municipal committees, unfortunately, continue to maintain the revenue records. And they continue to record mutations, which actually they should not be doing, because those lands are not subject to payment of land revenue at all. Like I explained right in the beginning, that it's only land which is subject to payment of land revenue, regarding which you have to maintain a record of rights or an estate. So once the estate has come to an end, they're not supposed to do it. But you'll go buy a land even in an urban area, and they'll say, oh, intikal kara lo, intikal nahi karaya tusi. Actually, legally, you're not supposed to do it. But people get hoodwinked into it, they do it, and it's used as a title. Even courts end up using it. But actually, it's the sale deed which confers title. Now, one very important thing on record of rights. In most records, prior to the 1950s, you will not have a sale deed. They've all passed on from father to son, either by a simple mutation or by inheritance or by acceleration of succession. I hope you understand these expressions. Because Punjab and Haryana, particularly agricultural areas, were governed by custom. And therefore, you did not have to have a probate or a succession certificate. That's not applies to land, etc. So normally the normal course would be a person would die, the patwari would enter a mutation and transfer the property to his name. That's why you will not have any reference to whose property it is and whose property it is not. Sale deeds, yes, would have the sale deed. If there's an entry of a person having purchased the property, then it must relate to a document. If there's an entry of a mortgage, it must relate to a mortgage deed. But mortgages were also not compulsorily registrable. So there were no mortgage deeds, but there were entries in the mutation register which were reflected in the revenue record. So this is important to look at all these things. This is a separate topic by itself, but I thought I must make a passing reference. Now I think I'll conclude by just wrapping up the whole thing. I've given you a very, 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 very brief, I mean, it's not even a bird's eye view of a little introduction to land laws. So we actually have not unlocked it, but maybe I've created more confusion on land laws than I've resolved anything. And if Vikas and all would like it, we can start topic by topic whenever you like. So let's take a break for 10 minutes. And after that, let's get together and you can shoot your questions.
Sir, right now, to everybody, right now, on my mobile, the right time is shown is 11:53. So we will be all connecting by 12:05. But I will ask anybody who leaves the screen, they should start connecting maximum by 12:03 because the maximum time is consumed in admitting everybody.
Yeah.
So
thank you. I'm off.
We meet at 12:05 and start connecting maximum by 12:03. Thank you, everybody.
Okay.
We meet at 12:05.
Bye. Bye.
Thank you.
Vikasji, are you ending the meeting?
One nice haircut.
Thank you.
ये सोपन जी आपने खुद किया है या कहीं से कराया?
खुद किए
नहीं, वाइफ ने कर दिया होगा।
इसी के बारे में एक लेक्चर दे दो आप. How to do a good haircut.
Sorry, I just have a question. Is this being recorded?
Yes, everything is being recorded, so don't do that.
Yes, it's being recorded. That's why I'm asking Vikas bhai that are you putting the meeting to end?
I will have to end the meeting for a minute.
Okay.
You end the meeting, the recording will be saved now.
Sir, the meeting is on hold basically. It is not end because if we end the meeting, it will be concluded again and then separate recording has to be there and separate person has to record the same.
No, I'll record again.
That's what I'm saying. Anybody who wants to talk, he can ask in a private. Everybody has the cell numbers. Thanks.
Okay.
So we catch up again at 12:05.
And you are ending the meeting, no?
No, I'm not ending the meeting. I've just paused the meeting and I have closed my video.
All right.
Meet at 12:05.
So recording is on then.
No, I have to stop my recording at least.
But mine is going on.
I can stop the entire recording. Just let me check.
No, why you are stopping?
Sapan, you can check it. We can. Otherwise, nobody will know how to edit it.
No, I'll edit it. I know how to edit it.
So be that as it may, just stop the video for a minute.
Javeer ji, Chandel sahab. Mr. Javeer Chandel.
He's on a break, I think.
All right. He has to leave his screen to share.
I'll just call him. Hold him, sir.
No problem.
Just do it.
जरूर माइक बंद कर ले अपना. Now it's fine. Now it's fine.
Sapan Bhaji, I think mic ਸਾਨੂੰ ਸਾਰਿਆਂ ਦੀ ਬੰਦ ਕਰਾ ਦੇਣਾ ਚਾਹੀਦਾ ਹੈ. Whoever wants to ask the question, he or she should raise the hand.
You're right. I request everybody to mute their mics, please. Mr. Ashish Agarwal mic is there. Vivo 1723, that mic is on. Vikas Bhai's mic on.
I want to ask something. When will we resume the meeting?
12.5.
Okay. And one thing more, please don't change the time slot because we have to manage our house also.
Naturally.
Yeah. Because
Naturally.
you said 11 and then it started early today, right?
Yes, Vikas is not there. We can ask him. Because he's...
All gone?
Who is Rajiv here? Only Rajiv. Who is this Rajiv?
I can't see.
Hello. Please on your video, please. Rajiv.
Okay.
Oh, Joshi Saab.
Hi,
Hello,
Sapan.
Ji.
How are you?
All good, all good. I couldn't find because Joshi is not there. Now only Rajiv is written. I thought, who is this Rajiv?
People know me more by my second name. I don't know why is that. Ever since the time of schooling, they know me by my name Joshi. But since our chief guest is Rajiv today, so I would rather be happy to be addressed as Joshi today. It is highly.
That's right.
It is
Its
highly
laptop view is
enlightening.
very better, yeah.
Mine?
No. Everybody's. I think who is using a laptop, the view is very clear.
Actually, we are also using the phone only. It's more user friendly, I would say. Most of the people are not that tech savvy. That we usually aren't that tech savvy. We don't know how to connect these things with the laptops. But then we play a lot with our mobile phones, so we can use the technology better.
So anyway, we have to connect it only.
That's right. That's right.
So in laptop, there are 20 people are coming on my screen at the same time.
I see.
Yeah. Zazur, me, Javi, Anurag Jain, Anju,
I see.
Khush Karan Kumar, Amit Prasharji, Singhal Saab, DK Singhalji, Praveen, Deepak Verma, Sumi Jain, Ritu Punj, Harsimar Sitta, Gaurav Girdhar. Now Sir has come back.
Right.
Sir has also come back.
Okay. So this is a question answer session now starting in some time.
Sir is on mute.
Sir is on mute. Sir, unmute yourself.
Yeah.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah, it's great to see so many of you.
Sorry, sir. Now I request everybody to mute their mics.
Just I will say two things. Hello.
No, before you start, let me just apologize. This is my first attempt at just looking at a screen and not looking at anybody and saying something. So it may look a little hurried and a little disjointed. So I apologize for all that. because I think next time it will be slightly better. We have to all sort of. That's all I wanted to.
It's all good. It said, well begun is half done. So we are more than half. And the fact that yesterday we were 58, today we are 75.
Oh, that's damn good. That's
that shows.
So everybody wants to help their level.
And probably without taking the consent of everybody, I can at least say one thing. That people would love to hear you more. We will ask you to come on this platform again. I will talk to you separately thereafter, because I think that it's a very enriching meeting today.
I can't see you. I can only see a mountain instead of you.
Okay. I just hold on.
Until that is representative of you, I don't know.
So it personifies my personality in that way.
That's what I'm saying.
Not able to see the second.
Still, you haven't come on. Your mountain refuses to move.
Unless that mountain resembles Aravali.
I don't know. It looks like somebody doing something with a lake in it.
Yeah.
Then followed by a mountain.
Sir, it blocks everything just besides itself. Doesn't let anything pass.
That's good. That's good. That's good.
So
Vikas, please ask them to start shooting whatever they want to.
Sir, वो तो कर रहे हैं. मेरे को अपना ही नहीं वीडियो देख रहे हैं. मैं कित्थों आना है?
Sir, I have posted few questions in a chat box. I have posted few questions in a chat box. I can make a submission orally also.
Yeah, please do. Please do.
So my first question is, what is the difference between revenue and cess as referred in column number 11?
Revenue
and cess in column number 11 of Jamabandi.
Revenue is land revenue, which is assessed on the basis of your holding. Cesses means there are many other taxes which the government put from time to time. So if there's any other cess,
for example,
now we don't even have revenue. So suppose you had to put a cow tax like you have in Haryana, and you had to put it on land also, or you had to put a tax on some sort of that would be mentioned there. You have to remember. See, the attempt was when you had the East India Company and the British government there. So they had to run their own governments by taking money from us. So they didn't want to spend anything. So they had various cesses, etc., which came. Like you'll see them. I'll give you a separate listing on cesses sometime if you want. Next question.
So you can see them on it. A chat box you will be able to see, or I can read it for you.
Yeah, I can't actually. Somehow it's there. It's there.
Sir, Gaurav Girdhar has. I can read the question serial wise.
Yeah. Please do.
Let everybody mute your mic.
Please mute it. Sir, Gaurav Girdhar has asked, in some areas of Punjab, Bigga, Biswa is used. Some areas, acre canals are used. Is there any?
Yeah, I can I answer that?
But just hold on. I will mute everybody.
Somebody's mic is on. Please mute it.
The question should everybody mute?
Yes, sir. I've done that. And you can read the first question of Gaurav Girdhar. I can read that. In some areas of Punjab, Bigga, Biswa is used, and at some areas, acres and canals are used. Is there any difference in the area as to square yards amongst these items?
Absolutely. If you open the land records manual, there is a chapter called Measurements of Land, which will give you the measurement of each Bigga, Biswa, Canal, Marla. All the revenue terms are mentioned there by square yards, feet, everything is mentioned, including a karam, etc. Now the difference is, villages which have been consolidated, there we've adopted the system of acres, canals and marlas. Where there is no consolidation, the system still continues of the old Biggas and Biswas. Now small little listing, why it was necessary to convert all this. Ekto we went to the metric system, so we had to go there. Originally, why consolidation? Small introduction to consolidation. Over a period of time, by partitions and etc., the land became, it was no longer, now it was all rectangular. Some was triangular, some was, the Bigga was of 20 Biggas, one was 2 Biggas. So there was all chaos it was very difficult to assess anything. So then, therefore, the system of consolidation started. Now, near Chandigarh, almost around Chandigarh, it's all bighas and biswas. This area, Nayagram, etc., it's all bighas, biswas. Whereas if you go further into Punjab or into Haryana, where consolidation has taken place, it's these canals and marlas and acres. Next question.
So I'm reading that. Next question is from Gaurav, Saurav Khurana. It says the property falls in MC area, then only sale deed would be a sufficient document, or mutation is required, or any other document?
See, the document of title is your sale deed. Like I started by saying, the revenue record is not a document of title. It is only an evidence of title. A document of title is the sale deed, or the fact that you got it from your father, or the will, or the mortgage, or the lease deed. These are all documents of title. Possessory title, mortgagee's title, owner's title. So it is the sale deed. But since there is no system implemented till date in urban areas as to how to record ownership, the old system is still continuing. So safety requires you to get an mutation done, because in that way, not only do you pay mutation fee, but you pay the executive fee also. You please understand what I mean by executive fee for a mutation. I hope everybody understands.
Sir, Shukrana, Nazrana or Zurbana?
I didn't say anything. You have added that.
Sir, next question.
Sir, what is then the Ujrat Vasool Pai?
Saurav, you can post your questions in the group itself. Otherwise, it becomes difficult. The audibility becomes poor. Sorry to bother you.
I will do.
So then, Rajiv has posted one question. I couldn't get it. What he can unmute himself. It says, "What is meant by the expression?"
Yeah, just be number means.
Rajiv has posted one question. What is meant by the expression?
Yeah, just be number. Just be number.
No, sir. No, sir. No. It is tabdili malkiyat istemal.
Okay. I understand. You have posted two questions separately.
Yes, actually, I was in the process of writing. The expression is tabdili malkiyat istemal.
Istemal is consolidation.
Consolidation, yes.
So change of ownership during consolidation. Now, actually,
change of
consolidation. Rajiv, you can unmute. You can mute yourself.
Yes.
Now, during consolidation, there are 4 documents which are executed. Okay. One is the Khatoni Ishtimal, Naksha Hakdarwar. Third is the repartition register Karwai. Fourth is Khatoni Pamaish. If you all want it, I can send it over to you on an email. If you can all send me your emails. What is what document? So the Tabdili takes place when the ownership, in the sense you have Khasa number 10. Now your new Khasa number is 20 and your land changes. So that is why Tabdili Malkiyat, it will go to the other land. Now, how these documents work, we can have how the new khevat comes, new number comes, which number comes on top of which number, whose number comes. Those are separate. I think if I do it now, it will take me another 45 minutes to explain those documents. But I can mail you. I have a little write-up on all the documents of consolidation. I can send them to you. Next question.
Ankit has posted a question. One person in Jamnadi has different Khatani number varying as per change in the Khasra number.
I will not be able to follow the question.
Ankit, you can unmute yourself and ask the question yourself.
Good morning, sir.
Good morning.
So my question would be, when you were explaining the Jama Bandi, I actually took a sample in front of me of some client. But I could see, sir, that as per the change in Khasra number, the Khatoni number also keeps changing for the same person.
Yes. It keeps changing from every Jama Bandi.
Because earlier, sir, you said that it was some arrangement. It is nothing except an arrangement between co-sharers.
Yes.
Can you explain, sir, why this change is happening with the same person?
It's just an accounting change because more Khatonis get added in the village. It's not just one Khatoni. If you see the number, See the number. What's the Khatoni number?
In this case, it is 291 in the first case, wherein the Khasra number is 122. When the Khasra number becomes 124, the Khatoni becomes 292.
It can't be 122. Is it bigger Biswas?
Sir, it is number Khasra ya Murabbe or Kille ka number. So Khasra is 122 and Killa number is 17.
Can't be, because it can't be. If it's Kanal Marlas, it can't be.
I would request, sir, Ankit can share me this part in my WhatsApp. There will have to. I can share it subsequently with you.
Bigger Biswas, then it can be. Mail it to me. I'll send you my mail ID.
Right, sir,
mail
right.
it to me. I'll explain
Yes,
it
sir.
to you. What the whole thing is. There is some
Right, sir,
mistake somewhere, or which I have not dealt with as yet, or it is the number of a bada.
Okay, sir.
Badas are given separate numbers, not Khasan numbers. See, the problem is the time is too short. There are bada numbers which exist on the Abadi day, just outside the Abadi day, which have numbers
sir.
from 1 to 120 till they finish, or 1 to 50 or 60. So I don't know what you're talking about till I don't see
Right,
it.
sir.
I don't want to make a wrong statement.
I'll share that with you, sir, on your email, and then I can take your guidance accordingly.
Please take my phone number. I'll send you my mail ID to everybody. But I'll charge you for the advice. I'm a lawyer now.
Thank you, sir. Right, sir. Sure. Thank
Sir,
you.
we have appointed you as an amicus.
All right. Amicus will only demand a cup of coffee sometimes.
Not an issue. Sir, next question arises is, kindly explain the relation between Khatoni, Khasra, and next as to whether Patti, Taraf, Panna, Thola are same things or not.
Okay, I'll start with Patti. Patti, Taraf, Panna, Thola are totally different things. To understand it, please go to the land administration manual. Okay, not land records. Land records also has a slight definition of all these things, but they're all different. Patti is different, Taraf is different, Panna is different, Thola is different. But in essence, they are more or less similar. Now, why they have assumed importance suddenly is because Haryana has conferred proprietary rights on holders of Patti, Taraf, Panna and Thola land. These were lands which were given by the village community, say, particularly these, the other ones. This is Panna, Thola. Now, this is the only land left. As you will go into land law litigation, you will find now soon, instead of litigation of normal land, the litigation will be Patti Panna, because that's the only land which is now left. Rest has all been eaten up by somebody or the other.
So the next question is, explain the relation between Khatoni and Khasra.
You see, Khatoni, like I told you, Khewat is the ownership number. Khatoni is the number of the person in possession. Khasra number is the further as to who exactly all the land owned by this person will be the Khasra numbers. Here you don't mention, you just mention, suppose owner is Ram Singh. In Khatoni number, it's written Sham Singh. So it will be written Sham Singh, his description, tenant, or whatever, Gair Marusi, Bila Lagan means he's in unauthorized possession. Or if there's a co-sharer, Hissa Barabar, they're given separate Khatonis if they are in separate possession. If they are not, it will just be written Ram Singh Vagera Majkur, means as above. Okay? You understood? Khatoni is only when you are in separate possession. It only signifies possession. It's got nothing to do with, and then if you will see, if you get an, I didn't get that, I should have got that actually. When the Khatoni number is given, it will go and relate eventually to a Khasa number in the Khasa number column. The column will go there. You have to read it as one single document. That is why this Jama Mandi is actually, if you don't know, of course, a very confusing document, but otherwise it's a brilliant document. It's something that visually gives you instant knowledge on what is the nature of the land. Next
question is by probably Aman Manes. He says, how do we sell land with Abadi Day, within Abadi Day?
See, technically within Abadi Dey, you are not the owner, technically and legally, because it belongs to the entire village community. But since in our law, ownership follows possession, and ownership is 90% of this thing. Sale deeds of Abadi land, and nobody raises, but actually they're not supposed to. They only are supposed to register a transfer of possession actually. There are two types of sale deeds. One is proprietary, one is possessory. But somehow our revenue officers have forgotten what it means in and since prices now, just go and see, you all live in Chandigarh, go to any of the villages which are in the middle of Chandigarh, and you can imagine what is the rate of land over there. And either they are power of attorney or they are sale deeds being registered. Actually, they are not, you're not supposed to do it. But if they're ready to do it, after you pay the executive fee, it's good enough.
The next question is, if the measurement is still in Bigha Biswas, is it safe to conclude that consolidation has not taken place in that Hadbast number or village?
Yes, it is safe to conclude, but there are some places in Sangrur district and some areas near that where consolidation took place in Bigha Biswas. So please be a little careful. There is no final yes or there's no final no, even in revenue law. There is no finality, but you'll have to check whether it has taken place. Next question.
Next question is by Sumit Jain. What will be the effect on title if suit under section 45 is barred by limitation?
It will be, the suit will be dismissed as barred by limitation.
Okay. And then next question is.
No, if it is barred, it's barred. There's no, you see, Limitation Act applies to everything, except if you're co-sharers. What's happening these days, and I've seen as a judge also and as a lawyer also, that even where co-sharers, partition suits are also being dismissed as barred by time. That you have been in possession, other person has been in possession for 30 years. Co-sharers are always jointly in possession. Every co-sharer is in possession on behalf of the other. There's no question of separation. So if it is time barred, it is time barred. Limitation Act contains it. Suit for declaration is given there. So if it is not done, it's not.
It's fine. And Deepak Verma asked, kindly explain the difference between Jasbi number and also whether rectangle is more than 8 canals in total except Jasbi. Deepak, I will say you can unmute and pose your question yourself.
No, I have understood it, but he can still unmute if he wants to add anything.
It's fine.
See, it's like this. The small little rectangle is 8 canals, correct? Once it is 8 canals, when you are sitting in a physical situation, the village land will not be a perfect rectangle. Each one will not become a perfect rectangle. There'll be a road passing through, or there'll be the Abadi Dey boundary passing through. So some of these rectangles will become less than 8 canals. So what do? Should you give a separate khasa number to it, or should you not give a separate khasa number to it? So what the revenue officer does, he amalgamates that land into the preceding number or the succeeding number depending upon the convenience. So one khasa number will become, instead of 8, it'll become more than 8. But if it is above 2, then they will not do it. If it is above 2 canals, assign it a number.
So it means not less than 2 canals. It could not be less than 2 canals.
Not less than 2. So why I was referring to a Jasbi number is, and please make a note of this, you will realize that if it's a Jasbi number, then it is either somewhere near the road, near the boundary of the village, that's why it got cut. Somewhere near the Abadi, it got cut. Somewhere near the pond. So, like I said, it's actually the Jamamandi is a brilliant document. If you understand it, you will immediately understand where the land is. Yeah. You will know that the land is somewhere where it has got cut because of some reason. Near something, therefore less, and therefore added here. So these are little tricks of revenue lawyers which you have to understand. And if the other lawyer doesn't understand it, he'll make a fool of himself. He'll say, oh, ऐसी तो कोई चीज होती नहीं है. Just big number क्या होता है?
Sir,
Great, sir.
so Sumit Jain wants to pose a question directly rather than on the chat. Sumit, you can come on the board.
Sir, I've already posted the question on the chat group only.
Okay, you can ask, sir.
Ask.
Sir, suit cannot be filed being barred by limitation. Can it be said that the person has no title because he possessed the sale deed, but there is no mutation in the revenue record? What happened is, sir, mutation was recorded, but it was declined. He failed to challenge it.
1 minute. Can somebody please put up those two sections, 44 and 45 again?
Javeer, you are on the board. Javeer.
I can see Javeer somewhere hiding somewhere.
Javeer.
Which section, sir? Section 44 and 45. Yeah. One, presumption of truth, and two, suit for declaration.
I am doing it.
Don't mind. I can have my tea along with it.
Dhaval can also post it. Dhaval.
No, I am posting it.
Who is posting it?
Sapan is posting it.
Okay. So meanwhile, one question which has come into being.
It's come.
Okay.
See, presumption in favor of entries in record of rights. If there's no entry in record of rights, then this question of section 45 will not come. You understand?
What happened, sir? Mutation was done, but it was cancelled later on. And the person, there was no notice to the person, and he failed to challenge for 10 years.
See, that does not confer any right on the defendant to say that you are not the owner. Your right flows from the sale deed. You are seeking a declaration.
How he can sell the land? Now he wants to sell the land. What remedy he has?
Does the sale deed sell it? But they are asking you
without
for a
Jamabandi.
They are asking you for a mutation.
Without Jamabandi, registrar don't accept.
That's true. That's absolutely true. That's absolutely true and absolutely wrong. If you look at the document, it says it's not a document of title at all. It's only a document regarding who is going to pay the land revenue. But for practical purposes, the revenue authorities, in order to be sure, they ask for a mutation. Now, if he doesn't have a mutation, then he has to go and file a suit directing the state to allow him to execute the sale deed. He'll have to file a suit against the registrar. He'll have to serve a legal notice first. Or he can file a writ petition directing them to a mandamus.
Right.
Make a representation. This advice is not free. This comes with a cup of coffee.
Surely, sir, surely.
The next question is, could you please explain the khasra number, what are khasra numbers and how to read it? It's again a second request again, just to make the thought process much clearer.
Actually, I should have, I didn't do that. I should have got the Jamabandi, etc. and how the whole thing is created properly on a piece of paper.
Sir, abhi to aagaaz hua hai, anjam to abhi aana hai.
So let's leave it. Let's have a full, what we'll do is, I'll do a full listing on the Khasra Girdavaris, the Khasra numbers to explain everything to you. If I do it right now, I need a board actually to write everything.
So we can do it next week. We can do it next week.
Whenever you want to, we'll do that.
If it is convenient, we can have it tomorrow also. We haven't fixed it.
Okay, we'll do it during lockdown 3.
Sir, let me see if any other question is there.
Hopefully this is the last lockdown, but I think practically we are going to have a lockdown 3 also.
Sir, I think so. All questions have been answered. All questions have been answered, or does anybody have any question?
I want to put a question. Kindly.
Yes.
Hello.
Somebody said we need a lecture on consolidation. Perfect. I am ready. Whenever you people are.
Sir,
I have a question.
Actually, now can I tell you what? What I have just done today is normally a 2 hours lecture. So this only I just ran through it quickly And even I am not happy with what I've done because it just ran through it. Anyway, yes, what were you saying, sir? Second question.
I have a question, sir.
Saurabh, the mic is not proper.
Somebody mic is on.
I will just put it.
You just got on.
Yes, probably Saurabh wants to ask you a question.
Yes, please ask him.
Saurabh? Hello?
No, sir, I've already asked my question.
Okay.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
I was just switching on from one device to the other. Okay. Thank you so much. I've already asked.
That's why you've got two IDs going on.
Sir, I think so. Everybody has asked.
Just trying to figure it out which device would work
Sir,
better.
Aman Manes wants to ask a question. Aman, you can come on the board.
Please do.
Aman?
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much. Hello.
Yeah, Aman, it's audible. You go ahead.
I can hear you.
Sir, my query is that there is a sale deed of 1950. The land was sold by Khasra numbers, and it is mentioned that with Abo Amarat Ahata, that was their houses were also there in Abadi Day. So it was mentioned in the sale deed. So whether it is a valid sale of houses as well along with the land?
Yes, if it is so mentioned, yes.
No area is mentioned. Only it is mentioned Abo Amarat Ahata.
So you'll have to identify the Ahata, no?
So thereafter,
there's no dimensions also?
No dimensions mentioned.
So you can take your neighbor's house also.
Actually, thereafter, though the purchasers had leveled that land, the Abo Mardhata, and they have started cultivating that land, which is within Abadi Day. Now the Panchayat is claiming it there that it is Panchayat land, and we are unable to prove our title.
This is Punjab or Haryana?
Punjab.
In Punjab, is vacant land, does it vest in the Panchayat? Just get me the village commune.
No, it does not vest in Panchayat unless and until it is reserved for some purpose.
So how can they can't do that. So you go on, change your track. That the Panchayat must show some evidence to prove that it was vacant land reserved for some public purpose, some purpose. Now, a small thing, I need to also do a village common land act with you people.
Yes.
The purposes for which it is reserved are also contained in the Village Common Land Act itself.
Yes.
If you go to rules.
Yes. Those are there.
Whenever you say that, what happens is we all as lawyers forget to read very significant parts of the rules. The public purposes are mentioned. So the Panchayat must prove that it was reserved and used for one of these purposes. So I think that should be of help. I don't know whether somebody will be
Although the Panchayat has failed to prove that the same, but still the authorities below, the revenue authorities, have held in favor of the Panchayat. That it is for the person who is in possession who has to prove that how he has come in possession, how he is entitled of that land.
No, if the Panchayat is seeking, is it a section 7 or is it a section 11?
Panchayat has filed the ejectment application. That has been allowed.
So you file title, na? Then you file title. You file section 11 and there's one judgment of our court if section 11 is filed, no eviction can take place.
Yes, that is there.
Please
but I have that judgment, but still there is difficulty that I may not be able to prove my title. So that is why they are not filed it.
So one question is by...
Then in the counter state to the Panchayat prove it. Na? Explain. Punjab Village Common Land. Section 4.
Yeah.
Start from that. Since there is no entry, so it is only the oral statements of parties which will matter. Na? So we are there, we have leveled it and cultivating it. So there is always a presumption attached to an act which you're performing that it was being done for a given period of time. So there'll be no entry either of Panchayat, there'll be no entry of public purpose, or there'll be no entry of your also. That's all.
So one question is by Galaxy J8. I would ask everybody that instead of making admissions by J8, 1+6, etc., it's better you post your names. I don't think why everybody is shying from posting his name on the group itself. Galaxy J8 can come on the board and ask the question. Hello. I don't know. Galaxy J8 had posted in the chat box that he wants to ask a question.
Anurag Jain. Anurag Jain.
Anurag, unmute yourself.
Sorry, I have unmute myself. I'm sorry. I have put my name how it is coming Jade. Sorry.
Nobody will feel jealous. You can come on the board.
I'm sorry. How it has Jade, I forgot to put my name. Sorry.
Yeah.
Sir, you have just referred that you would be sharing a judgment about call number 3, the detailed judgment which talks about Patni Taraf Panna Thola. Once you were explaining.
It is one of my judgments, but I have a little failing. I don't remember any of my judgments. I'll have to find it.
And second thing, sir, you just referred to about the possessory sale deed. What is this possessory sale deed? Is it really happens?
1 minute.
Only
Now, 1 minute. Now I need to explain to you. Sorry, please bear with me for at least 2 or 3 minutes. If you all know, every right is saleable. Correct? Possessory right can also be sold. Only ownership. Ownership also is a bundle of rights, which includes possession, right to enjoy it, all those things. There are many rights. If you'll go, sometimes please open the Transfer of Property Act and you'll see what is the bundle of rights which are given there, which you can. So therefore, the right to enjoy it without this thing, all those rights are there. So you can sell your right to use the property also, which is a possessory title. There are mainly 2 types of titles. One is possessory title and one is ownership title. So it's up to you. You can sell your possessory title also. Now, obliquely, a way which used to be sold used to be mortgage, which was not a sale, but it became a sale if you didn't redeem it. It was deemed to be a sale. So there are all sorts of titles. So please don't confuse title with only ownership. Ownership is part. 90% of ownership is possession. Please remember that. 90% of ownership is possession. So you can sell your possessory title also, those rights also. So there can be a possessory sale deed. And in fact, if you go back 20, 30 years, you will find in Abadi Day, there were many possessory sale deeds, particularly if the revenue officer had some idea of revenue law and these 3 laws. So it's these 3 laws which determine the rights in all sorts of agricultural land.
Sir, I think all questions are over. And no, one question has just been posed. Sir, one question has come up. DK Singhal can come on the board.
Perfectly all right. I'm sorry that confusion has arisen. It's because I couldn't put up the map. The Hadbast is the boundary of the village.
Sir, DK Singhal wants to ask a question to you.
Yes, I'm answering his question.
Okay.
Hadbast. The Abadi Day is within the Hadbast always. Within the Hadbast.
Please.
If you remember, you always write so-and-so village, Hadbast number 102 means it's the 102nd village in that district. And within the Hadbast is agricultural land and Abadi Day. See, I was hampered by not having a board on which I could explain or I could not put up. So that's my fault.
Sir, बार-बार कह के सानू embarrass ना करो.
नहीं, I am feeling inadequate, yeah.
इन्हीं the paid classes से enrichment नहीं हो सकती थी जेडी मुफ्त हो गई है.
नहीं, कोई नहीं, अगली बारी पैसे भी ले लूंगा.
Sir, पैसे भी दे देंगे तोड़े नाल बैठांगे भी. अच्छा sir, उन्हें Sapan has posted the judgment which you were referring.
Okay.
So everybody can utilize that judgment.
Good, Sapan, thank you.
And any more questions?
Just last one question, sir.
Yeah, please.
Sir, in the beginning, you have just mentioned about Khatoni numbers and co-sharers make an inter-C arrangement, and with their inter-C arrangement, and a separate Khatoni number is shown with an FD co-sharer. Does it mean that all the co-sharers...
Anurag, place your mic properly. The audibility is not very good.
Hello?
Anurag, place your mic properly.
It is audible now?
Yeah.
Hello?
Go ahead.
In the beginning, once you were telling us about the Khatoni number, it was referred as a co-sharers inter se make an arrangement and they have a separate Khatani numbers. Now, once they have a separate Khatani numbers, so we can say that their possession is different, though not partition, but they have in the possession of a specific areas of land. We can say like that.
Yes.
That's the reason they have a different Khatani number.
But they can't now. Once the land is partitioned, since all of you are here, once the land is partitioned, everybody gets a separate Khewat number. If possessions are separate, everybody gets a separate Khatani number. And with the Khatani will be separate Khasa numbers. But that is not a partition. That's only an arrangement, private arrangement between co-sharers.
Okay.
Am I audible?
That's fine. It's audible, sir. It's audible.
Sir, और जेड़ा तोड़ा नक्शे दी demand से वो demand that has been posted. Rajan has posted that map for which you were feeling the handicap. Rajan just posted it the group properly rather than just posting it as a JPG. Rajan,
I can spend 2 minutes on that one.
Sir, Rajan has posted that. Rajan ji.
Yes, sir. Posting on group.
Yeah.
I think this is the one.
And rest of them to mute the mics, please. Let's not repeat it time and again. Hello.
Yeah, I'm trying.
No, Sapan has said there is no voice. That's why I was checking it.
Sir is mute, Vikas.
लो जी
Vikas sir is mute.
ਉਹ ਇਹ ਤੇ ਕਦੀ ਕੋਈ ਮੌਕਾ ਮਿਲਦਾ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਵੱਡੇ ਬੰਦੇ ਨੂੰ ਵੀ ਮਿਊਟ ਕਰ ਸਕੋ.
That's very nice. Can everybody see it?
Can Rajan post it properly? Yeah. Right, sir.
Can you see now this?
Yes. It's posted on the group. Everybody is viewing.
Black double line is the boundary of the village.
विकास सर की आवाज नहीं आ रही है भाई.
मेरी आवाज नहीं आ रही है.
Sir, now yes, you can come on. Hello.
Made into a double line.
Sir, could you please repeat it because for some time you were muted.
Okay. See, this is the map of the village. Okay, which is called the revenue estate. Normally in revenue law, the word always uses revenue estate and not village. Village comes in later. Because within a revenue estate, there can be 2 abadis also. Within a revenue estate, there can be 2 panchayats also. So do not confuse revenue estate with village. Revenue estate is the estate which is assessed to land revenue. That's all. Now here, can you see this? This outside is the Hadbast. He's written it in Punjabi, Hadbast. Correct? Is that all right? Understood? This is the boundary. Now abadis, they shown in green. And this is a road passing through. Cremation ground, abadi, these are things which will be there. And rest of the land is agricultural land. Which can be private land, which we normally refer to as Khewat land. And which can be Shamlat land, which can be Shamlat De, Jumla Mushtarka Malkan, and Shamlat Patti Panna Thola, etc. etc. So that will have to be a separate lecture. This is just, now within this they draw the rectangles and everything is divided. And this is the reason why I wanted to just show this and bring the rectangles next time if you want to.
Any other question, please?
Yeah, there's one question I have, which I promised I'll ask you at the end, and which I forgot actually.
Sir, you just wanted कि ऐसी तोनो चाह कर पिलानी जद कहोगे पिला देंगे.
नहीं, very important question here. You people will not understand this. I had asked you when I read the record of rights that I had said 2A, there are 3 things which mean Jamabandi. If somebody can just put up section 31.
Javeer.
Yes.
And after that, I'll conclude. Promise I won't torture you anymore.
Sapan, voice nahi aa rahi. You're posting it on the group. I think everybody is able to hear it. Sapan, is everybody able to hear it?
Yes, we are able to hear.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
You are hearing.
Everyone is audible. Yeah, perfect.
No, Sapan is posting it time and again. So I thought.
Now can you all see?
Yes.
1, 2, 3. This side said other Jamabandi.
Not audible.
Correct? 1, 2, 3. A. Can you tell me what is the name of B? 31 to B.
It's Vajibulars.
You didn't have to say it. Why did you say?
Sir, was I barred from answering?
Sharat Vajibulars. Sharat
All those
Vajibulars.
revenue law too often are barred. This is for beginners like you.
I'll take it now.
Now, see the nature and interest of those persons and conditions. Statement of customs respecting rights and liability in the estate is called Wajib ul Arz. This is like the constitution of the village. Constitutional rights in a village. What are the rights? And eventually you will see all rights will be given there. Rights in Shamla Bay. And before we had these Minor Minerals Act, all minerals also vested in the panchayat or in the village proprietary body. That's Patthar, Kankar, Reta. These 3 words were used always. Used to vest in the proprietary body. Now can you come to C?
Sir, it's Chajra.
A map of the estate.
Aks Chajra.
Aks Chajra.
Latha.
Any other? Any
Latha.
other?
As well as Aks Chajra.
Sorry, you're all wrong.
Aks Masavi can be also be there.
It's called the Shajra Kishtwar. Aksh Shajra is a Aksh.
Only a small portion of it.
You can see how beautiful Urdu is. Aksh means reflection.
Reflection, yes.
Means copy. Aksh means copy, reflection. It means a part of it. So Urdu is such a beautiful and simple language. It immediately tells you. Request to all of you, learn Urdu also. Then you can enjoy all the ghazals and everything else. Now, and Latha is the paper, what's it called? Piece of cloth on which it is drawn. So generally it's also referred to as the Latha, but the technical name is Shajra Kishtwar. Please, and my request to all of you is, when you're in court also, or when you're writing, please use these words. If you don't use these words, you will never understand them. You will not be able to speak them. It's just like when you learn a new language, and a part of the Shajara Kishtwar is the Akshajara. And my request to all of you is, always use the Shajara Kishtwar or the Latha to look at because sometimes you'll be surprised. What people do is, they just by shifting a little bit here and there, the entire. So you are taking a photocopy of something, correct? So this is all I wanted to ask. That's all. As far as I'm concerned, it's over. Any question after that?
Sumit, you can remove this screen display. Yeah. So any other question, please? Hello? Hello?
I think you can conclude, sir.
Sir, Saurav Khurana will be giving the vote of thanks, but I will just wrap it off in 2 minutes. I say that it was just, as you say, that you were always giving these lectures in 2 days, but you have wrapped up in 1.5 hours. It is just like you have drafted yourself, just like KL Rahul. Instead of playing 50 days over match, you have just drafted into the 20 overs and you have become man of the match.
Yeah, but he always gets out. He always gets out before scoring a century. No?
No. But still, he's the man of the match. Saurav Khurana, just I'm inviting you for the vote of thanks. Hello,
Sir,
Saurav.
can you fix the next session also?
Saurav, Ajo.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah.
I can. Saurav, loud and clear.
Sir, first of all, we are very thankful that you have spared your valuable time. And the topic was unlocking of the revenue law. So anything which sounds unlocking gives the most of the pleasure that today would be the day when we would be released from it. So we had a lot of learning. I think everybody learned a lot of new concepts, and every time we hear you, it's a treat to hear, because you are the khajana of all the khatas of revenue law. I must say that, because you have so much in store with you that once I've been hearing you for the last almost now 2 decades, but every time I hear you,
Saurav, mic no
new
proper rakho. Saurav,
and
Saurav, mic.
It's really a treat. Yeah, you can hear me now?
Yeah.
Yeah. So can I now say thank you?
Yeah. And especially the virtual platform in these gloomy days have also helped us to learn this kind of things, and especially to have such a versatile genius, I would say, in Justice Rajiv
Now you're
Bhalla,
embarrassing.
who is not only the revenue expert, but if you have his abilities on the nature photography, sometimes we keep on seeing on various social platforms. So that gives the rightly the title of the versatile genius, which came to my mind while quoting for him. God bless you, sir, and we wish you all the success, and everybody remains safe. Lockdown period, and we come out to the normal life as soon as possible. As sir has said, lockdown 3, we would really wish to have a physical lecture from you in the first week of May, sir. God bless everybody who is here. Thank you very much for
Sir,
this
part on the
wonderful,
pehle. Sir, part on the only 2 things. I will fix up. I will take an appointment for the next lecture, because the way the people have gone with the response, it shows that everybody is willing. Number 2, sir, nobody was a captivated audience or a participant. Everybody came volunteer. It shows that the people zeal to learn things. Number 3, you are time and again said कि I would give more lectures. मेरे को वो बात याद आई, ये तो अभी यारों ट्रेलर है, पिक्चर तो अभी पूरी बाकी है. Thank you, sir.
No. My words are slightly different. The torture is still to come.
Sir, torture to we are willing to bear the torture.
So decide if you all want the torture.
Sir,
I'll come whenever you want. And a
We
small
want it
request.
sooner. We would love to have that torture.
Sir,
Vikas,
we
small
are
request to all of you.
Sir,
Let us carry this forward, not only during the lockdown, or I'll use a phrase, not only during the time the bar is behind bars.
sir,
Otherwise also.
Sir,
Otherwise also.
even otherwise, we have decided every Friday.
And I want to say something, we can continue with the whole thing.
So every Friday we will have these webinars from 5:30 to 7. That's my assurance to you.
Right.
5:30 to 7 every Friday, even after the lockdown.
Yeah, and you don't have to even give us tea then.
That's true. But we can meet across and we will have dinners together.
Okay, that we'll do. We'll do a web dinner. We'll do a web dinner after 3 days.
Sir, चाय तो कर ही रहे हैं webinar पे.
So, okay, thanks a lot to everybody here.
Everybody, thank you. Have a good day.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Disappointed today, but thank you very much.
Thank you.
Bye.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Gradually, we will just post the messages in this Legal Eye group only, not in the other groups. So be connected through Legal Eye. Thank you.
सर विकास जी, एक छोटी सी रिक्वेस्ट.
कौन बोल रहे हैं?
सर एक छोटी सी रिक्वेस्ट. मैं अनुराग जैन बोल रहा हूँ.
हाँ जी.
एक छोटी सी रिक्वेस्ट. एक तो आप सर का ईमेल आईडी काइंडली शेयर कर लो.
वो मैं व्हाट्सएप ग्रुप पे ही शेयर कर दूंगा. डोंट वरी.
Kindly do that and his contact number as well, please.
Don't worry.
Thank you.
वो कपिल शर्मा की तरह मुस्कुराते रहो और विदा होते रहो. चलो.
Okay. Bye. See you guys. Have a nice
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Take care. Stay safe, everybody.
Right, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you, Vikas.
No thanks to anybody. बस enjoy करो. Yajur, special thanks to you that you made us connected through your dad. Thank you. Thanks a ton.
Thank you, Yajur. Thank you so much.
पिताजी को भी कभी एक सोशल प्लेटफॉर्म पे भी मिलके सुनना एक अलग ही तजुर्बा होता है। चलो ओके बाय।
I'll record it.
ठीक है,
Save the video and post it to everyone.
Okay.
Group.
Okay, I'm ending the meeting. Thanks a ton. Stay connected, stay blessed, stay at home.